Hello friends, welcome to another episode of The Joy of Paracording. I'm your host, Tim. Today we'll be making the caterpillar bracelet. Also, I hope I can teach you a few things about caterpillars as well. So, let's weave. We'll be using some 550 paracord with two colors. We're going to start by measuring out our needed lengths of paracord. You know, caterpillars are interesting little creatures. Did you know they eat a lot? They in fact can be 100 times larger than when they emerge from the egg. Wish I could eat as much as a caterpillar, not gain any weight. Anyhow, from there we're going to join our sections by melting the ends with a lighter, and then press and hold the melted ends together gently as they cool. You can roll the joined area in between your fingers, but do be careful as to not burn yourself. Next, we're going to move the joined section slightly to the right side and form a bite with the gold cord. Then we're going to make an underhand loop around the mint cord with the gold cord. Then the mint cord moves to the left, behind the gold, and then over the front and through the gold loop. We've just tied a snake knot, and as we cinch up that snake knot, we're going to hide the joined section within that snake knot. Also form a loop just large enough to fit a diamond knot through for the clasp. Did you also know that caterpillars don't have teeth? It kind of makes you wonder how they can eat bark and twigs. Now let's start tying our caterpillar knots. So make an underhand loop around the mint cord with the gold like before. Then from there, the mint cord passes to the left and behind the gold. This time the mint cord is going to then pass over the front and to the right side and finally pass through the gold loop on the right from the back to the front. From there we can now cinch up our first caterpillar knot. So let's repeat that another time for more clarity. Again, start off with the gold underhand loop around the opposite cord. And after that, the mint cord moves to the left behind the gold. Then again, over the front, behind the gold loop on the right, and then through the gold loop from the back to the front. From there, cinch up the knot and work all the slack out. So this knot is a bit tricky to tighten, as you'll have to tighten each knot consistently and the same way, otherwise the knots will look a little different from each other. So apply consistent tension, and it's also a knot where you can't just pull as tight as possible, so just take your time. No need to rush because there really is no finish line. Just find meaning in the journey. Just like how a caterpillar would never rush. They're not on any sort of schedule. They take their time, they eat and grow. Then they eventually form a chrysalis, and whenever it's ready, they emerge as a beautiful butterfly. Just because you haven't emerged yet, it doesn't mean you're behind or anything like that. Just let it all unfold naturally. So once we've reached the desired length of the bracelet, we're going to tie a diamond knot for the clasp. With the cords in between my fingers, I'm going to make an underhand loop with the mint cord and lay it on top of the gold. Then the gold cord moves to the left and then under its own standing end in the middle of the mint loop. We formed our carex bend, and from there, both running ends move counterclockwise past the strands and then through the opening in the middle. Gather both running ends, work the slack out of the knot as you firm it up. Adjust the position of the knot so that it fits your sizing. And also remember, I have a dedicated tutorial for the diamond knot if this part was too fast or unclear. And if there's any remaining excess cord, snip it off, melt the ends with the lighter, and press down on the ends to lock them in place. And there we have our caterpillar paracord bracelet. And one last one, if you've got your own garden and you want to attract some of your own little caterpillar friends, try planting some dill or parsley. They love that stuff.